Welcome everyone to another video, and guess what? Lugia is back in the Master League. It has been out of the rotation of the meta Pokemons in the Master League for at least 4 or 5 seasons now, so that is more than a year since it last made a splash. With now it having access to the charge move Fly, it can now return back into the Master League and take back its crown as part of the general meta. And let us look at how Lugia measures up against the top dogs of the Master League for this season. And as you know, Lugia with Fly, which is a 45 energy charge move that hits for 80 damage, is quite a good move, has a very high damage per energy ratio, and it does hit a lot of things for at least neutral damage. The only thing that actually resisted are steel types or even rock types like Rhyperior in the Master League. So we are going to pair it out with Aeroblast as its nuke option. Even if the Pokemon resists the flying charge moves, Aeroblast does hit like a truck, and we are going to pair it up with the Rhyperior and Kyogre in the back. We are going to use that Rhyperior to bait out something that Kyogre is walled by, such as the Palkia Origin form, or in the and yeah. So let us see how this battle goes. So as you can see here, Palkia before this was when it was in the meta before this, it was running the move Sky Attack and Aeroblast, and I think when it dropped off, it was because Sky Attack became just a lot more expensive for it to use and to charge up to. Before this, Sky Attack was a 45 energy charge move that later on became 50 energy, and after that I think it became 55 energy, which at that point it just became incredibly too expensive for Lugia to use, because when your bait move is roughly around the same energy range as your nuke move, you tend to not be as useful as you want it to be, because then what is the point of you having two moves, right? If both are roughly around the same energy range for you to require to use it. And now with Fly, with it being 45 energy again, means that it paces really well with Dragon Tail that generates 9 energy per fast move, meaning you just need a consistent 5 Dragon Tails in order to get to each Fly. So as you can see here in the second game, what we do with Rhyperior is we get to 5 Dragon Tails and we immediately swap into the Rhyperior to catch the Rock Wrecker. The reason why is because most of the time they do not try to bait out, or they do not try to overfarm, and they will just immediately throw against flying types, because they know that it will hit them for a lot of damage, and if they try to even go for a breaking swipe, it will just hurt them in the long run, right? So as you can see here, they have a Kyurem Black as their second Pokemon, and it does cause issues for us. However, we don't mind it as much because Dragon Tail will chunk them quite a bit, and we are going to throw another Fly against them. As you can see here, we are chunking them quite a bit with that Dragon Tail damage, and we swap into our Kyogre to soak up all that damage. We believe in our Lugia to try to get the win con for us. As you can see here, they have Ho as their last Pokemon, and you will see how tanky Lugia is. If you do not know, or you have not used Lugia before in the Master League, you can see how insanely bulky it is. It could tank one full power Brave Bird from a Ho-Oh and still survive it, even with half HP. It is one of the tankiest, if not the tankiest Pokemon in the Master League right now, and it is just such a wall to so many things. And that's why one of the perks of having Lugia is that you do not necessarily have to invest your shields in Lugia, right? Especially when you have something like Rhyperior with a double super effective to water, being weak also to ice types and fighting types, you need the shields for something like the Rhyperior or even Kyogre for the end game. But here, because we are going up against the Necrozma Dawnwings, we are going to use up shields for our Lugia if they try to get to a Shadow Ball. But this time, because their pacing wasn't that good, and right now they just throw charge moves anytime they want, and for us it doesn't matter at this point, right? Like, we are just going to come in with our Kyogre full health. We are going to farm them all the way down because Kyogre has a very dominant matchup against an Ice Fang Zamazenta as well as the Dawnwings, and we are going to see what is their last Pokemon here. And I believe it is something really good for us in the form of we are going to throw off the Origin Pulse just for fun, because I know Surf is enough in this meta, but you know, why not try to use that? We did use an Elite Charge TM on this shiny Kyogre after all, and that is game. So in this fourth battle, we do have a Palkia Origin, which is where we won, which is in the lead against our Lugia, because it doesn't bot well for our Rhyperior and Kyogre, and they swap into our Rhyperior, into their own Rhyperior, and we punish them with our Kyogre. And let's see how much Origin Pulse does to a Pokemon that double resists it, and as you can see, it does quite a bit, about 30% there, and we are going to be able to come back in with our Lugia and maintain that alignment that is very crucial. And we did get the shield on the spatial rend, which is what we need. And here we're just going to mud slap them all the way down if possible. If they're not going to throw, we are going to try to debuff them as much as possible. And here we got to the CMP tie on the second charge move, if I'm not mistaken, and right there we are going to get to a second breaking swipe, get their shield, and now shields are down, and we are going to come back with our Lugia to try to close out this game. So they are going to come back in with their Palkia, and we are going to be able to soak up at least one charge move from it, and Spatial Rend is not going to do that much anyways. See, around about 50%, and now we have Aeroblast ready to go for this Zacian, and Zacian knows he has nowhere to go. So in this last battle, we have Crown Zacian in the lead. Again, we are going into a Rhyperior as a safe swap. We want to bait out any potential Palkias in the bag that they may have, and as you can see here, they do have Palkia in the bag, which is exactly what we want. And we are going to most probably get the alignments back here. It's either we are going to expand both shields and farm them all the way down, or we are going to get them out, or we are just going to, you know, get that energy from our other Pokemons for the end game. So if we do not have Lugia with the charge move Fly, it's still okay, right? Because Fly is not a charge move that requires an Elite Charge TM. However, if you do want it with this particular move set with Aeroblast, you will have to spend one for that Aeroblast. Aeroblast is a limited time charge move only for certain events where you can get it. However, because it is because if you do play GBL quite a bit, you do get a few Elite Charge TMs along the way, and using one of those will not hurt you as much. And yeah, it's very worth it, and therefore you should definitely get it. And that is all for the video. So let me know what you think about Lugia in the Master League. Is it time for it to shine again after months or even years for that matter in the abyss, where it has no relevance at all? So let me know what you think, and as always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It means a lot. It gets this video out to a lot more people. And with that, that is the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.